So the things I'm going to tell you are not things that you're going to read in books or expect me to say. But the first one is rejection therapy.
Okay.
What rejection therapy means is that mentally, you have to be comfortable with putting yourself out there and trying to test everything that comes to your mind without fear of rejection and being okay with being rejected. That is going to build a muscle of you building up what you're capable of, what you're testing and learning and building ultimately. When I talk about business fundamentals, I'm not talking about let's build a deck, let's create a financial model, let's create a business plan, let's go to ChatGPT and write. Like at the end of the day, the best entrepreneurs are ones that just try everything and are unafraid to put themselves out there. So if anyone is trying to begin, it's find a problem you're obsessed with. Like, what is a problem that you go to bed thinking about, and when you wake up, you're thinking about it still? What is something that you're like, why has this not been fixed? I can do that better. That's number one. Two, be okay with making mistakes. Be okay with talking to people, putting yourself out there. In today's day, you can't just put ads to something and expect like your company to grow. You have to own your distribution. So I really believe that founders need to be okay with talking about things that they're comfortable with their problems that they're solving, the things that they believe in terms of trends and the market, why they think they're the best ones to be solving this, all the things that go into that, and putting themselves out there. So in terms of like, what should you do? Find something you love, something that you're like, what how has this not been solved yet? And just start putting yourself out there and testing everything under the sun. Maybe a landing page, maybe some social media posts, maybe a product, maybe a website, maybe a pop-up shop. Like maybe you create something and you see if people want it. Like you're going to get rejected and you have to be okay with that.
I like it. I feel like that's the first time. And while you're saying that, I'm just thinking about instances where people have said, oh, you weren't afraid to go talk to this person. I would have been so afraid of them like shutting me out. And I think that's just something that I've unconsciously developed just because I go to so many networking events. I'm happy to walk up to people and I can sense whether they want to talk to me or not. And if not, I just walk out and go to the next person, right? But to that point, it took me a couple of months to get there of like
Yeah.
being able to like just blatantly go. And maybe there's a bad analogy, but I think I've noticed people saying how they're afraid to ask someone for something. And in my mind, I'm like, you have nothing to lose here. So like, I can understand why that's an interesting skill to like start with instead of like a business
I
plan
actually
or
love
something
that
else.
analogy. I was at Venture Atlanta last fall, and there was a guy, his name is Marty. Plug into Marty. He was on the stage.
Marty, come on the podcast.
Yeah, he was on the stage talking about building a beautiful work culture. They kept winning all these awards for having like the best culture. And I'm a solo founder. I don't have any team. Like my team is outsourced. I don't have manage any people, but eventually that's the goal, right? And he sold his company to Accenture for a lot, did really well. And I saw him in a room and I'm like, I'm just going to go up to him. And I was like, hey, I loved what you had to say. I just wanted to introduce myself. This is what I'm up to. I'd love to keep in touch. I now have his cell phone number. He sent me a book that he wrote and it said, thanks for having the balls to come talk to me. Literally, he sent me this.